What's up, AKAPADers? I bought a new football shirt today. Anyway, Suicide Squad, the video game world, the comic book world, collisions, arguments, meltdowns. What exactly is happening with the Suicide Squad video game? We must talk about it. We are back after a little bit of a delay. People, super busy weekend, super busy time in my life. I had to deal with the little furball get completely sick. I'm talking like a week's worth of work to get that dude back to health. People, he's right here. Get here, buddy. See, and he's right here. This dude, 2 ER visits, 2 pet visits. But look at him. He is rocking and rolling. Diamond Dallas Cat, my dear friends. So, we live in an age where something like the Suicide Squad, with a universally hated movie, can rise into prominence, can rise into a major DC property. Think about that. As much as we don't like Jared Leto as a Joker, I think he's a fantastic Joker. I actually love the Suicide Squad movie. I actually love both of them. People like to argue that the David Ayer Suicide Squad movie is the worst thing to ever happen in superhero cinema. People don't take it so seriously. The movie is a lot of fun. But ever since that movie dropped, we've had a rise. And, rising tide raises all ships. But we've had more and more and more attention to the Suicide Squad property. Action figures, cartoon appearances, multiple comic book reboots. I believe the one and only great Jim Lee illustrated, I think, the beginning of one of those series, maybe post 52 or the DC Rebirth one. But it's a property now that gets the best of the best of the best. This is great, because if you want to consider Suicide Squad the greatest villain franchise of all the comic books, it really is. There's very little for Suicide Squad to compete with when it comes to the villain front, and they're perfectly, in my opinion, and always portrayed as really good anti-heroes. With all of that said, I don't even care about the video game developer. I don't care what they're called. Maybe Rocksteady Games behind Batman's Arkham series, but they, heavily hyped. Great trailer, by the way. Suicide Squad, online multiplayer game, and the whole idea was you pay your money, you download the game, and you get to play and engage in a story called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. And in this story, as you're playing the game, your characters, your avatars, your controllers, you do throughout the course of the game what is advertised. Think about that. They advertise Suicide Squad Kills Justice League. You sit down, you play that game. Through the course of the game, you kill the Justice League. And here we go. Absolute meltdowns. Like, basically on both sides. We have the creative staff, we have some of the writers on Twitter going crazy, having meltdowns, defending their choices for the game. And then we have the comic book loyalists, the core people, the people that know these characters, nitpicking the hell out of the events in the game. What is essentially a big what if. It's a big, hey, what if we can set up a scenario where Suicide Squad kills the Justice League? People, the DC comic book universe, or the DC universe, the very fabric of it is multiverse. It's always been multiverse. People forget this. Not Marvel, but DC. In my view, it's perfectly alright for DC to have tangent type storylines and heroes and different takes. They are built for the multiverse. It is ingrained in the actual nature of the properties and the consolidation that DC has had, or DC Comics has had, through the early days to right now. But with that said, people just didn't like the way that they were killing some of our favorite characters, and I get that. But as I am wrapping this up, what I am showing you is the online introduction. It's the online movie of the DC Universe. which essentially has the villains beating the heroes with a appearance by Brainiac, and Brainiac essentially sends people back in time to prevent, or Lex Luthor sends people back in time with the help of the Justice League or the remaining members of the Justice League to save this, humanity from this Kingdom Come apocalyptic superhero war where the villains come out on top. People, no one had a problem when this dropped years and years ago, a very long time ago. And the reason is because the deaths in this very short introduction are satisfactory. They're actually on character. Our dopamine is fired up with some of these images and some of these ideas, and we want more and more and more. This is one of the greatest superhero video game intros or video game movies ever made. No one talks about it, and the reason for it is because sometimes when there's something perfect out there into the ether, it's easier to walk over it. It's easy to step on things and remember that it got stomped on. People, link down below. Check out this intro for the DC universe. I believe it was written by Jeff Johns. I believe Jim Lee was involved with the character design because Jim Lee was heavily into the character design for the DC universe. Enjoy that. And I guess at this point, the Suicide Squad brand is permanently tarnished. Where is James Gunn on this?